B&B 2020. Are you ready?
Sponsored by Parker Racing Pit Bike Specialists. We have the Pit Bike Stock 140 Group B coming up in just a moment. And this is how they qualified this morning. Sebastian Barron, the fastest qualifier, with a 47.037. Not too far behind though. Lewis Mackay, 47.171. Ben Riley in third. Dean Quincy fourth. Darren Coleman in fifth from Stephen Tempest. Seventh place was Hugh Jones. Paul Coombs in eighth. Nathan Smith ninth. Simon James Dean running out the top 10 from Farhad Ladder in 11th. Neil Skinner in 12th position. William Horner 13th. Dean Rowland, Warren Greenland in 15th place. Peter Ricks in 16th position. Setting no time were Jordan Rushby and Pete Marsh, 17th and 18th position. Other riders with no times running out the rest of the field, and we'll start at the back of the grid. So Pit Bike 140s out on their formation lap, and this is the penultimate race of the first block. We will of course run through the full race groups again for our second and final blocks for this afternoon. Some of the big names of the Rich Energy British Mini Bikes out next, of course, in Parker Racing Stock 140 Group A. And at the start of the broadcast, of course, we saw those riders out in their qualifying. We'll round out the action a bit later on this afternoon, but in the meantime, the Group B riders out on the track for their formation lap. See some of the marbles on the outside, just off the racing line here at this Lydd circuit. Very hot conditions on the track as the riders line up for this Group B race. Last few riders taking their place on the grid, and we should get the all clear very shortly. Just making sure they're in the right positions. Thanks, of course, to Parker Racing for all of their support, and all the sponsors for helping to support the 2020 Rich Energy British Mini Bikes Championships. Of course, it's been a delayed start this year for obvious reasons. Second round, of course, well into August, well into the second round of the championship, but certainly making up for lost time as the green flag goes down for Pit Bike Stock 140 Group B into the chicane for the first time. Oh, it's very close indeed, but it looks like Sebastian Barron getting a good jump on the field. And into the hairpin for the first time they go. Very close start there, but they all seem to have got through those first few corners okay. Sebastian Barron getting a good start from Lewis Mackay in there as well. There's the 169 of Ben Riley. Dean Quincy, number 287, is also well placed as they make their way towards this really quick part of the track through those sweeping SS-style corners and down the back straight into the hairpin for the first time. There's the number 461 of Dean Rowland in there as the leaders make their way round the hairpin. And leading the pack through for the first time is the number 89 of Sebastian Barron. Ben Riley second, Dean Quincy third, Mackay fourth, Coombs in fifth, Tempest sixth, Dean seventh, 55 of Nathan Smith in eighth place, Neil Skinner, and Hugh Jones had a bad start, the number 4. He drops down to 10th position on the first lap, but Sebastian Barron, number 89, leads by 1 second. But look at this battle at the top corner. 287, Dean Quincy is looking threatening and putting the pressure now on the 169 of Ben Riley. Coombs down the 34 as well. So certainly one of the smaller bikes in this race. Ben Riley fending off everyone else in second place as the rest of the top 10 go charging down the back straight. Sebastian Barron, meanwhile, just pulling a small gap at the front, but all the action for second place. Dean Quincy putting all the pressure on Ben Riley here for second place, but Lewis Mackay, Paul Coombs, Stephen Tempest and Simon James Dean all in there in this very close second place battle. Nothing at all between these leading group of riders. Quincy still there in third. McKay still fourth as Quincy tries round the outside in the top hairpin. Now, can he make that move stick? No, he can't. Riley shuts the door as McKay has a look down the inside of Quincy as well in that fourth position. Paul Coombs and Stephen Tempest in their fifth and sixth as they go down the back straight, all very close into the hairpin. It's still Barron that leads, and he's got that small cushion at the front. 47.2, fastest lap of the race for Sebastian Barron, leads by 1.5 seconds. All the action though is for second place. 9 laps to go, still a long way in this one, as the 735 of Lewis Mackay has a look down the inside of Dean Quincy. Quincy holds on to the position, and still the red machine, number 169, Ben Riley, second place down the back straight, making that little bike as wide as possible, as Quincy again having a look, trying to find a way through. Down the back straight they go. Ben Riley pulls away slightly into the hairpin. Quincy and Mackay very close. Paul Coombs in there as well. Oh, trouble there. Now I think that may have been Lewis Mackay into the gravel, under braking on that final corner. Yes, it was. So Lewis Mackay dropping down the field. I think he's okay. He's trying to get the bike restarted. I shouldn't think it will halt the race. But Lewis Mackay on the final corner gets back underway, but drops way down the field. So it was getting close in that battle for second place. And the unfortunate Lewis Mackay loses out. But still, the race goes on. And again, Dean Quincy tries to go down the inside of Ben Riley. Sebastian Barron, while having the race all to himself. All the action is for second place at the moment. Paul Coombs and Stephen Tempest starting to battle as well for that fourth position. There goes Sebastian Barron. Fastest lap of the race that time, 46.725. All the action behind him though with Ben Riley, Dean Quincy, Paul Coombs, Stephen Tempest. Lewis Mackay, who we lost in that fall last time around, has got back underway and is down in 15th place. Back onto the track though, the race goes on. Out of the way and clear before the leaders came through once again, so still with 7 laps to go, and Ben Riley doing ever so well here to hold off Dean Quincy, who's been putting under a lot of pressure for pretty much the entire race. There we see Sebastian Barron just in front going in towards the final hairpin, and Barron having quite a steady race at the front now. 6 laps completed and drops a little bit of pace, but not too much, 46.8, so still a competitive race pace at the front. But Ben Riley really having to work hard here. Dean Quincy can't find a way through in third on the number 287. Just trying to find an opening, and here we go into the top corner. Riley guarding the inside line. Quincy not quite able to go for the outside sweep. He's going to try again though, down the inside, down the back straight. Riley's got the line though, 34. Paul Coombs just ahead of Stephen Tempest. Simon James Dean goes through as it looks like Mike Smallbones on the 617, nips down the inside of Nathan Smith, who tries to fight back. Hugh Jones in there as well. There we see the battle for second, still Dean Quincy trying to find a way through. Paul Coombs and Stephen Tempest almost side by side through the first chicane. And the man on the move here is the 617 of Mike Smallbones. 46.553, there he is, fastest lap of the race so far for Mike Smallbones. He's got past Simon James Dean quite easily. And now closing up on the leading group of riders, 5 laps to go. And I would say that Simon James Dean could still have a part in this race. He's left Dean behind. Look out for the number 617 as he starts to close up on Paul Coombs and Stephen Tempest having their own battle. There's the treble 6, Simon James Dean, Nathan Smith and Hugh Jones a bit further behind. In towards the final hairpin they go. Sebastian Barron, incidentally, fastest lap of the race, 46.508. And it's getting very close for second place here. Ben Riley's been second for pretty much the entire race. Dean Quincy all over the back. He looks quicker in third, but he can't find a way through at the moment. Still Paul Coombs, Stephen Tempest there. Mike Smallbones closing up. We just saw him in shot there briefly. And you can see he is starting to close up on that leading group. Quincy trying down the inside of Riley. Oh, it's close into the hairpin. A great move there from Dean Quincy. Steals the apex from Ben Riley, and now Dean Quincy up to second place. Riley still in third. Coombs and Tempest close behind. Mike Smallbones, though, closing up all the time. Sebastian Barron, 3 laps to go. Maintaining that leading pace. Dean Quincy finally, after all that pressure, up to second place. There's 34, Paul Coombs, closely followed by Stephen Tempest, Mike Smallbones. With the exception of the race leader, Smallbones, fastest rider on the track at the moment, and closing up on that leading group. There he is on the blue machine, just a bit further behind. And you can see how much Riley was impeding Dean Quincy, because now he's in second place. Dean Quincy on the 287 really has pulled away, and the battle now starts for third place, because we've got Ben Riley now in second. There's 34, Paul Coombs trying to find a way through. Stephen Tempest and Mike Smallbones now on the trail of this little group here at the front. 2 laps to go. 89, Sebastian Barron still leads. Here we see Ben Riley and Mike Smallbones, fastest lap of the race again. Smallbones at the back of this group of riders in 6th place. Less than 2 laps to go for him now. I'm sure he'll be looking to try and find his way through and move up the field a bit here. Barron leads, Quincy second, Riley third. Tempest there as well, but let's have a look at 617. Mike Smallbones trying to find a way down the inside, but the 0-2 of Stephen Tempest shuts the door on him. Smallbones, fastest rider on the track at the moment, in 6th place. Down towards the hairpin, there we see Tempest glancing over the shoulder. Sebastian Barron, meanwhile, has crossed the line to take the final lap. Still Dean Quincy alone in 2nd place. Second through to 6th, very close indeed. It's still Ben Riley in 3rd, 34, Paul Coombs, Smallbones, Tempest, Simon James Dean, Nathan Smith, and Hugh Jones a bit further behind, with William Horner rounding out the top 10. There's the 23. 89 on the charts there, of course. Sebastian Barron, there's Dean Quincy. May possibly Peter Ricks further down the field. There's the 169 of Ben Riley. And looks like Mike Smallbones has gone past Stephen Tempest on the line last time round, but Sebastian Barron making his way down towards the line. He will take the checkered flag. And there he goes, Sebastian Barron, a good steady race for him. Wins the first moto. Who's he going to be in second? Quincy in 2nd place. And a great ride there from Ben Riley in 3rd. After all that pressure, Ben Riley holds on to 3rd place. Coombs in 4th, Smallbones 5th. Sebastian Tempest going through in 6th position. Dean in 7th. Nathan Smith in 8th position. Hugh Jones 9th. And William Horner will round out the top 10. There he goes. Thanks for joining us here at Alpha Live for round number 2 of the Rich Energy British Minibike Series. And here we are in very, very deep south of Kent here at Lydd. Fantastic course, not too far from the coast, and sponsored by Parker Racing is the Pit Bikes Stock 140 Group B riders making their way out onto the track. Some of the biggest names in British Minibikes will be out on track for Group A very soon to round out this afternoon's programme. But there we go, we're just going on to the formation lap now. What I have noticed, I'm Chris Sora, joined by one of our competitors, Dervin Aline, and Dervin's had an interesting day, a bit of a mixed fortune. He won the race earlier on and had a sticky throttle earlier on, so opted to, not a nice thing, is it, a sticky throttle, especially on a track like this. So did the wise thing there and parked the bike.
Parked the bike, yeah, that's it.
One thing I have noticed actually is it's a fast course here, but there's not much of a run up into this first corner, so the good riders have got to jump on the start. That's very important here.
Yeah, it's also I've been beaten off the line in both of the races I've done today by others. So yeah, it is short, and you know, when someone does shoot off the line at the speed of some of these guys do, you're straight into a corner. So it's very single file, very quick.
And watching this course as well, it seems to start off from the starting the grid here. It seems to be a slow start, just gradually gets quicker and quicker as the lap goes on. You've got Wilton, for example, where you'll start off fast and there's that really tight corner halfway around. It's nothing like that, is it?
No, this is straight up to pace.
So here
you see my slot 3 at number 1 there.
There we go. So left out of respect. Oh dear, and trouble there for second. Oh, and that's a good start there from Ben Riley.
And from Nathan Smith. Nathan Smith got up to 5th.
Oh, Nathan Smith as well. Yep, he's up to 5th on the number 55. Now, Ben Riley on that smaller machine there, he made that bike as wide as possible in the first race. So will we see a repeat of that in Moto number 2?
Yeah, these guys, they should be really evenly matched on the 140. Especially now at the end of the day when everyone's a bit tired. I think this group will go around, especially the first 3 will go around together all race.
So this could be a good one here. 12 laps to go. It's a long time for these riders after such a long weekend. And Ben Riley leads them down in towards the final hairpin. Looks like Stephen Tempest up to second. Dean Quincy looks so strong in the first race. Sweeping around the outside into the chicane. Oh, is he going to make that one stick? Oh, look at that, 287 there. Great move from Dean Quincy round the outside into the first chicane. That is not easy.
Yeah, the lumberjack, as we call him, Steve Tempest, will not be happy with that, and he'll definitely be wanting to get him back as quickly as possible.
Oh, we had a peek down the inside, didn't he? So Ben Riley riding that machine very smart on the 169. Some good lines as Tempest has a look down the inside. Oh, doesn't quite get the line to pull that one off though. It's still Ben Riley that leads. Tempest second, Quincy third. Looks like Simon James Dean in 4th place. Paul Coombs, Nathan Smith in 6th. Lewis Mackay and Farhad Ladder in 8th. Warren Green, then Mike Smallbones running up the top 10. But Ben Riley guarding that inside line, and it looks like Quincy's going to try the same trick again here around the outside, but no, doesn't pull it off this time. Quincy looks threatening in that second place.
Yeah, he definitely carries more corner speed. He's just losing a bit down the straight, but if you look at him through any of the tight or long flow stuff, he's carrying a lot more corner speed. So he's actually having to shut off throttle mid-corner, which is going to unstable his bike.
Tries the outside again. Here we see again just cutting to the inside on the exit, getting the better exit speed, but a little bit offline. But of course Quincy here can't afford to be too gung-ho in making the pass, because Stephen Tempest is there in 3rd and he still looks threatening.
He does, and as they go down the straight, the leader's just pulled a little bit on him again, but you watch him close up on under braking. Look, different line, much more corner speed.
Oh, that's a line
He's
around the
gone
outside.
round the outside. That'd be a great move.
I think he has pulled it off round the outside onto the finish line.
That's a great overtake.
That's a lovely, not many people, right round the outside, railings.
The first time I've seen that today. There's a bit of grass just on the left-hand side just before you tip in, so he managed to get the job done early enough, but you can see that he's pulling away now because he just carries that a little bit more corner speed than the second place.
So a lovely move there. I'd say that's the overtake of the day from Dean Quincy. Rails the outside line and leads the way. Still Ben Riley in 2nd place, holding off a whole train of riders. Stephen Tempest, Simon James Dean, there's the rider treble 6. 34 is Paul Coombs, Lewis Mackay, Nathan Smith, Mike Smallbone, 617 in there as well in this big battle for 2nd place. So Dean Quincy trying to break away. There is Simon James Dean. The gap goes to just over 1 second as Ben Riley starts to come under some pressure for that 2nd place. And there's Riley. So there's Quincy just ahead now. So for Dean Quincy, this is an important part of the race now, trying to break away.
Yeah, so he's actually, I think he's actually broke away, to be fair. He's going through this infield section and he's carrying a lot more speed. Stephen Tempest has just not been able to quite get onto the back, although he's carried a lot more corner speed onto the back straight, so you could see an overtake. I'm looking out the window. Could see a bit of a lunge into the...
Here we are. Oh, I think Ben Riley had that bike well positioned there, and Tempest had to give that one up. It's... Oh, trouble here. One of the front runners. Let's see. Staggers off to one side. Just trying to get the number on that one. Rider is okay. Signals very quickly to the marshals that he's all right. I think that's just one of those ones that judders you a bit, really.
Yeah, well, he went up and then it looked like he was going to go straight down, but he looks to be okay. The medics are, there's medics down there anyway, so they should move the bike fairly quickly because it's a tight corner, that one, so they want to get that one moved as quickly as possible.
Looking on the lap charts, you couldn't see the number. I think that was Lewis Mackay that went down.
I think, yeah.
But Ryder very quickly signalling to the officials he's okay.
Steve Tempest got a good run again here.
Here we go. So the track looks like it's clear. No wave yellow. I can't see any yellow flags down there, so it looks like they've cleared that fallen rider.
Yeah, they pulled the bike out of the way.
Oh, good. So we have got a clear track. Dean Quincy pulling away. I think, to me, looking at this final corner, Stephen Tempest is trying to maybe use that outside line. You have got to be committed to rail it on the outside, though, on that final corner.
That corner, you approach it full 4th gear on a 140, and you're knocking it down probably to 3rd, and you're literally throwing it on your knee and hoping that it grips. So if you're gonna try and overtake someone in there, there's got to be a gap. I dive bombed someone a little bit earlier, but there's got to be a gap, or you've got to be really committed or really late on the brakes.
And one rider here who is slowly but surely picking his way through the field is the 617 of Mike Smallbones. Nips down the inside of Simon James Dean.
Great overtake.
And again, he just seems to be picking his way through the field as the race goes on, and all of a sudden Stephen Tempest and Ben Riley look vulnerable in second and third place.
Yeah, Mike Smallbones is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in the paddock as well. Such a lovely guy, always wanted to help you. My prediction will be he will cut through these two.
He does seem to be starting towards the back today, and then as the race goes on, just seems to get quicker and quicker and getting into the... Oh, he's having a look down the inside. Oh, but Tempest has got the line. Mike Smallbones, incidentally, just talking about it now, fastest lap of the race last time round on a 45.839. Here he goes again down the inside of Tempest. Now, can he make that move? Oh, nice and easy under braking. So Smallbones looking good. He's still in third, but looking good for second place as things go at the moment.
I mean, if you can pass this guy, I think it'll be a bit too much to do, but I think if you can pass this guy as quickly as possible,
Nice
you might
exit.
be able to rein him in.
Quicker on Ben Riley on the exit there, but Ben Riley's got the racing line up towards the top corner now, and Smallbones railing the outside, trying to cut through onto the back straight. Here they go, side by side into the top corner. I think Riley's got the line though, and Tempest starting to get involved back again with this little battle. Dean Quincy is still your race leader and pulling away, but Mike Smallbones, fastest rider on the track at the moment. He likes this braking zone into the final corner. And here he goes down the inside of Riley. Oh, he makes that stick. He is brave under braking there.
Yeah, he's lining them up now. He's got a system that's working. He's going to keep using it. So if he can keep his momentum up now, he should start. There's only 3 laps left though, but he could close the gap a bit.
Well, evenly matched there, Quincy and Smallbones on lap times last time round. Although bear in mind, of course, Smallbones effectively was being held up by the other riders. So clear track, 3 laps to go. And the gap 3.8 seconds. Now Dean Quincy is closing up on a slower ride. I think it may possibly be Dean Rowland possibly ahead of him. Shouldn't really affect things too much, but Smallbones breaking away now from this battle of what will be now battle of a third place with Ben Riley and Stephen Tempest. 2 laps to go.
And Ben Riley's doing a great job. You know, he's doing what he needs to do. He's keeping guys behind him. He's making himself as wide as he can be. Hence the train behind him, but he's doing a great job. If he can keep this and hold the position for third, it'd be a great ride.
Ben Riley doing very well in that third place. He rode very well earlier on today. Mike Smallbones now clear in second, and the gap just pulling under half a second, so he's going to potentially run out of time here. But what I would say here, Dervin, is sometimes when you're closing up on somebody, you can see yourself closing up, it just snowballs, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because
you get closer and closer to the psychological boost in your head.
It's amazing how much braver you are when you've got a target to aim at. We've already seen him go down to the big braking areas and be really aggressive. And he's definitely catching him. Like you said, he might just run out of laps, unfortunately.
We are on to the last lap now, as it looked like Chris Edwards nipping down the inside with Nathan Smith. Good battle there, and almost just under a second closer, so it looks like there is a slow rider just letting them through. That's the 461, Dean Rowland. Bit of bad luck here, of course. We've seen 1 or 2 of the races here where they get into the slower traffic on those chicanes. It's just bad luck, isn't it, really? Because the slower ones can't do anything on that chicane either, really, can they?
You either use them to your advantage, or you get stitched up a little bit and you get caught the wrong side, and sometimes back markers look over their shoulder as well, and it can cause you huge problems.
Here we go then for Dean Quincy. He has done enough with 1 corner to go. Mike Smallbones still charging, but it's not going to be enough. Dean Quincy knows he's won this one and takes the checkered flag, but Mike Smallbones, fastest lap of the race on the final lap, goes down to 1.4 seconds. Ben Riley third, Stephen Tempest, Paul Coombs, Chris Edwards, Simon James Dean in 7th, Nathan Smith in 8th, and it was as close as that. So what we were talking about, the psychological thing there with Mike Smallbones, fastest lap of the race by quite some margin on the last lap, 1.4 seconds.
Yeah, when you're stuck behind someone on this track, it really is tough to get past them when someone's lost that catch tray coming over the line. So looks like it's snapped off. So they're gonna have to do a bit of repairs for the next round. But yeah, it's a hard track to pass on.